Welcome to Inside the Force. I'm Greg Grunberg, a.k.a. Snap Wexley.
It is a period of Star Wars mania, as new movies, comic books, novels, and TV shows populate the system. Fueled by their love and passion for the galaxy far, far away, two exceptional geeks tap into hundreds of holocrons in order to bring you the knowledge and insight of all things Star Wars. Come and join them as they go inside the Force.
And welcome back to Inside the Force. Dave Cottingham here with Casey Cooley.
Hello, everybody.
Finally getting our schedules on the same path now over the last couple weeks. So we apologize for the delay, but we are back and better than ever with a brand new trailer that we have just landed.
Yes.
During the Olympics. Yeah. I do not know. It's been a long time since I've seen that much anticipation on Twitter.
That was well, and I
mean,
do you remember the Force Awakens? The Force Awakens trailer that was aired in a football game that they didn't air until like the third quarter or something like that.
Yes, that's right.
But I think this was worse. Yes, this was a much worse.
I felt like it because it started trending. I saw it move up the trend.
Yeah,
it got the third for a while, just because of all the stuff that was happening with the Olympics. But people were like, I don't remember for some reason for the football game thing. I just don't remember too many people. I don't know, just complaining about it not being on yet.
Yeah,
this one was like, where is it?
I was getting mad, a little testy. Yeah.
I read somebody like, I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
Tweet me when it comes on or something. I'm like, wow. Okay, well. All right, so we're going to break the trailer down, obviously, but we'll obviously give you everything that we normally do. So let's get into some quick news and bust through that. So go ahead, Case.
All right. Well, actually, kind of a little bit about episode 7, 3D Blu-ray release. Good.
I don't do 3D yet.
I don't do 3D either, but I was trying to find really quick.
But that box is pretty awesome.
It's called Collector's Box. But I was trying to look. Does it come with a non-3D version? It's like 4 or 5 discs. I
think it does.
So I might buy it.
Yeah,
I don't know,
and I'm not sure why it's taken so long. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
But no, I think the regular movie comes in it.
But it's several discs in this collector's set. 4 I'm looking at here. So you might get 3D Blu-ray, DVD, perhaps, and special features. And there's more deleted scenes on this. There's more featurettes on this, including everything that's already come out, and audio commentary by J.J. Abrams. Finally.
Oh, yes, correct. Awesome.
That would be the biggest reason I would buy this.
Mm-hmm. So
that will be coming out. I'm going to pull up the article here so I can read that. Sorry. But that's what we were afraid of because it didn't come out in the original release, and we were, everybody assumed that it would be in some kind of special edition, but not 3D. I didn't know it would be the 3D version, but the cover art's pretty awesome. It's got Rey, you always see is Rey's hand holding up the saber, which is pretty awesome. So November 15th is when this collector's edition of Star Wars The Force Awakens comes out. It looks awesome. So I might get it. Who knows? We'll see. And episode 8, really nothing else going on with episode 8 right now. They have wrapped. They've been wrapped, so they might be doing some reshoots and whatnot here in the next little bit. But they're editing that film. It's been quiet since Celebration. The Han Solo movie has had a couple pieces of news. I guess maybe just one piece of news over just today. Actually, I don't know if you've even read this yet. We haven't talked about it, but they're looking to cast young Lando Calrissian.
Yes, I did see that
in the Han Solo film, and they're already talking about. The rumor is that the first choice is Donald Glover. Donald Glover from Community. He's also a rapper, Childish Gambino.
That's not Danny Glover's son, is it?
No, I don't think there's a relation. I don't think so. But
I don't know who that is. But
Donald I'll pull up a picture because you might know if you recognize him. Donald Glover. He's a comedian. He's just a really goofy young guy. He's actually he's 32. He's not as young as I think. He's actually older than Alden Ehrenreich. But basically, he's not the pick I would choose for Lando Calrissian.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's goofy. I mean, Lando has a goofiness to him, but I just don't see this guy as being suave. Because just from Community, he's just a young, scrawny, goofy, nerdy kind of guy. But he's really funny, and his stand-up comedy is pretty good. So he's a very successful rapper. So don't know, unless this whole movie will. We are going to see maybe different versions of Han Solo and different versions of Lando Calrissian. I was talking to my buddy Cody about it. If this is like the Han Solo movie is like how these characters become what we know them as, then I can see that they may have a different version of a Lando who is perhaps more goofy or less suave and a little more clumsy or something like that, and a Han Solo who's not quite as the cunning smuggler that we know. So maybe they'll go that route. If that's the case, then I sure as heck hope that this is 10 to 15 years, although 15's a lot, 10 years before A New Hope. Because in Rebels, which is 5 years before A New Hope, we see Lando, and he's already basically the same guy.
Yeah, that's right.
So if they show Lando in this Han Solo movie, and it's like 5 years, this guy should really be Billy D. Williams.
Yeah, and it's 5 years before Rebels, right?
Right, which is
Roughly.
8 years before Empire. So
8 years before Empire. Yes.
But still, Rebels, it's Billy D. Williams.
Yes, it is Billy D. Williams.
5 years before that episode of Rebels, we get Donald Glover as they're pushing it. They're pushing
they are starting to push it.
What they can do. So,
but the one thing that obviously that tells me too, though, is that we're going to see when he wins the Falcon.
That would be the most ideal, obvious.
And that would probably be the only thing maybe we see of him. Maybe I don't know.
Could. I honestly think if they want, they could do, because it's very it's hinted at that Lando and Han has a very rich history. Like maybe they were good friends or did a lot of jobs together or something. So what if this is like a buddy movie with Han and Lando, or Chewie as well is thrown in there? It's like them, all three of them getting wrapped up into something, or just there's just one scene, where he already knows him, but it's just one scene of him because is that the last time? I mean, it might not be canon, but is that the last time you saw Lando? Was the card game?
I have a feeling. For some reason, I had a feeling that Han would show up in Rebels at some point.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem like he has the Falcon at that point, right?
Lando?
Yeah. So he's probably already lost it.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
So that's why I think we're going to see it before Rebels.
Yeah. But
I mean, they may have crossed paths, but no, I don't think they've seen each other that often.
Because
I don't know if they know that.
That well, because I was trying to think of the scene in Empire where he says, we go back, Lando and I, we go way back or whatever, Lando and I, and then he thinks everything's good, and Lando gives him that kind of joke, you have a lot of guts coming here after what you pulled. He's like, what I pulled. So almost like maybe he's referring to something, or he's just giving him crap about nothing.
Well, I've always interpreted that line as he's testing him if he knows that the Empire is there, has already been there.
Lando's testing.
Lando's saying, "I can't believe you come here after what you pulled." Like, if he know, you know what I mean? Like he's testing him to see if that's how I.
Oh yeah.
That, you never got that.
I've always.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's saying, he's testing him to see if he knows anything that because the Empire already got there, right, and bribed.
Yeah.
Lando into turning him over. So he's like, "You got a lot of guts coming here after what you pulled," and then he's like, "Me." Thinking if he'd say, well, sorry, man, the Empire's on, I don't know. Yeah. That's how I always interpret it. Then he kind of fakes it out, and like warms up to him.
Yeah.
But so it makes me think that they've probably seen each other since the Falcon, losing the Falcon, but I don't know if they're like completely buddy, but that would be, I don't know if I want to see a buddy cop movie.
No, I don't think I do either. But
I mean, it's like Lethal Weapon all over again, right?
Basically, yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking. It's like,
I mean, it's one thing to see him win the Falcon from him, and it's one thing to see him saving, or the reason why Chewbacca is, dedicated, has a life debt to him. I think it's good to see those things, but there's got to obviously be a story. But then, again, now we're playing with two likenesses, and I mean distinct likenesses.
Yeah, Billy D. I mean, that's mess with Harrison Ford is big, but also messing with Billy D's image. That's it's very it's a lot of high status there.
Again, I think it's the same thing I said to one of the guys at work today. Was I'm really highly anticipating the first image of what this new Han Solo is going to look like, because
there's a lot riding on.
There could be a mass. I don't know. I would call it an exodus of Star Wars fans, but there would be a lot of social media hate going on. You know what I mean?
A lot of bashing.
There could be a ton going on if there's an image that comes out about that people don't agree with. But anyway, what else we got?
I mean, on the movie side, Rogue One's the next one, but I mean, we'll get into that in a little bit.
Yeah,
trailer.
Trailer.
But besides the trailer, there's been a lot of database updates that feature Rogue One characters and places.
Correct.
I mean, you got quite a bit of updates here. Like, just go through really quick. Like Jeddah, for one, the planet Jeddah it says here, it's a small desert moon, frosted. Sorry, it's late.
Frosted.
It's late. Frosted by a permanent winter. Jeddah is home to one of the first civilizations to explore the nature of the Force. At one time, a world important to the Jedi Order, Jeddah serves as a holy site for pilgrims from across the galaxy who seek spiritual guidance. Now, the Empire occupies Jeddah, and a prolonged battle between Imperial forces and scattered rebels carries on in the time-worn streets. So it's frosted by a permanent winter, which I did not get that from the pictures of Jeddah. And that is where we see, the character, I still need to learn all these guys' names, but our kind of blind samurai character, like fighting those stormtroopers, or we see Jin and those guys running through the streets in that kind of tank with the stormtroopers going through the streets. It's like a marketplace. It's a frosted moon, small desert moon that's frosted by permanent winter. So that's Jeddah. There's some stuff about the Imperial Death Troopers, not Shadow Troopers, not Black Troopers. They're Imperial Death Troopers, which are the personal bodyguards of and enforcers for Director Krennic, who once again is a highly placed officer within the Advanced Weapons Research Division of the Empire. Talks about K2SO, who's reprogrammed Imperial security droid. Chirrut Îmwe, who is that samurai, blind samurai kind of guy, who's, as we talked about, is very connected through the Force. Well, he's not Force sensitive, but he's he follows the Force. He's he is disciplined through through the Force teachings, not Force abilities. It talks about Baze Malbus, who is Chirrut Îmwe's friend. We get a little bit of him in the new trailer as well. And then there's a database entry for director Orson Krennic. And it talks about what his obsession, which is he's obsessed with completing the long delayed Death Star project. So that might, the film might explain, why is it taking us 19 years to finish this? Let's finish this.
And why does the second one seem like, which is bigger?
Yeah,
seems like this going faster.
So we'll get some info on that.
They probably had loan problems and they defaulted a couple times. They had to refinance. Yeah, that's funny.
Talk about that, and it talks about shore troopers. I don't know if we were,
because if you think about it, in episode 3, it looked like it was going pretty fast.
Yeah, it's like, it's done, man. It's been like, what, days and weeks? It seems like it's been weeks since it, but I guess it's been months, maybe. After
No, I don't
6
see.
How long has
Again,
it been?
I think it's pretty immediate because every montage was right after. I mean, Luca's just got delivered.
Yeah.
Leia got delivered. And you seeing, so it's possible that they started actually building
They
it
could have
already
Yeah, absolutely.
because they had the plans since episode 2, right?
Yeah,
Which was what 3 years or something like
Through
that.
building it by Geonosis,
Yeah,
moved it.
could have been.
Talk about shore troopers, which are specialist stormtroopers stationed at the top secret Imperial military headquarters on Scarif. They patrol the beaches and bunkers of the planetary facility. Talks about Scarif itself, tropical paradise, but has a very large military installation of the Empire. Scarif is the principal construction facility for the vast Imperial war machine, which I guess is referring to the Death Star, which kind of adds to what we literally just said about how it was actually constructed partly from Geonosis parts. I guess they moved it to Scarif. The world is enveloped in impenetrable deflector shields and is heavily defended, very reminiscent of Return of the Jedi. And then talks about the AT-ACT walkers. It's a larger version of the standard combat AT-ATs. The AT-ACT walker features a dedicated cargo bed for the transportation of heavy building materials or combat munitions. It was deployed at major Imperial construction projects such as shipyards and sprawling research installations. So it's a much bigger version of the AT-ATs. The AT-ACT, I guess you can call it. I don't know. And then talks about Saw Gerrera. So let's see. Kind of read through this really quick to see anything new. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty awesome. So it says Saw Gerrera is bunkered on the ancient world of Jeddah, coordinating a prolonged insurgency against the Imperial occupation. Saw's ailing health has not withered his resolve to fight. So he's on Jeddah. It sounds like a lot of people are on Jeddah, and sounds like he might be dying. Actually, I don't know. Bodhi Rook, who's kind of the technician of the group, talks about him. Talks about the brand new U-wing, which was also announced last week's Star Wars show.
Yes.
It's a transport ship, also a gunship. It kind of converts its little front. I don't know what you would call them. They become wings, but the wings can kind of like
They go
retract
backward. Yeah,
the
they
front and go
or
in the back. Pretty cool looking, design. It's pretty nice. And
Yes. I think it was in like an original Ralph McQuarrie.
I think so. Yeah,
Art.
They got it from some kind of concept art, unused. Yeah, and then we got some shots of that in the new trailer as well. We could talk about that later. But that's yeah, I mean, that's a lot that they threw in there from the movie. That's pretty cool.
Very much.
And that's all the movie news that I can think of.
Very good, very good. Quickly on the television side, you got Star Wars Rebels. We get a release date finally for that. And I'm not sure if it's a regular time for this, but it is opening on a Saturday.
Yes.
Makes me think that this is probably their 2-hour premiere that they showed at Celebration. Not 2 hour, 1 hour premiere, 2 episode premiere. So it might end up back on its regular Monday. I think it was Monday nights, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, if this is that movie, I mean, they would usually air the movie a couple months, like now.
But they didn't do that last year, if you remember, because we saw it. Yeah, we saw it in April, and they didn't air it until the season started.
Forgot.
Yeah. So anyway, that's Saturday, September 24th at 8:30 on Disney XD, 8:30 Eastern time. So check that out. So we got about, I think I saw on the app, it was like 44 days. It's 126 days till Rogue One, actually, something like that.
It's pretty.
I remember when 100 hit for episode 7, and I was like, and all of a sudden it felt like it flew by here.
Same thing here, man.
So I'm gonna try to do. I'll try to do a little countdown again for
Rogue
One. So Rebels, yeah. Then of course there's all this talk about this possible ABC show that has probably been talked about for a while, but whether or not they could afford to do it, what's the storylines? But there is apparently been some very heavy talks of a live action Star Wars television series. I still feel like it would be better for it to land on Netflix.
I think
than
so.
network television, just because with network television, you pretty much have to do 28, 22 episodes, and I really feel like you could do shorter, but you're only doing. But mainly you can't on network. That's if you did cable, maybe if it was, I don't know, Disney.
AMC,
well, yeah,
Does Disney
but no, Disney has Disney, and then it has ABC.
Yeah.
But if you did but if it was like a cable thing, maybe you did Disney or Disney XD, in live action. But anyway, you can do shorter, 12 or 14, 12 to 15 episodes. But with the success, I feel like of Marvel on there, I felt like Netflix would be the place to land it. But
they just signed a huge deal with them.
Correct.
So.
I mean, Star Wars is going on there anyway at some point.
Yeah.
So I would rather see it there. But anyway, I don't know I don't know which one they're going with. If they're going with anything that Lucas and Rick McCallum put together, the 50 episodes they had written, basically the Star Wars Underworld series, which would be awesome.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I mean, by far.
At least just take those scripts and adapt it. I mean, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
You have all the material right there.
Yeah, so that's of course is out there right now talk wise. I think other news that's pretty much.
I actually just forgot. Back to Rogue One. Jimmy Smits is going to be in it. He is in it. It's been confirmed by Jimmy Smits. I don't know if he was allowed to say it, but he kind of let it slip on an interview.
I was hoping that we would again we'll talk about the trailer, but I was hoping we'd get something like that in there too. But
no. But there was, in the previous teaser, they had there was a shot. Oh, that wasn't a teaser. It was the sizzle reel. It was the celebration reel.
Yeah,
there was a shot in there that people thought looked like Jimmy Smits' Bail Organa, and it does. And then he comes out and says it,
confirms it, right?
Yeah, that is him. He's in Rogue One. Has a cameo or whatever.
Awesome.
So that's fantastic, perfect. I'm glad that's finally out in the open. That that's a prequel, a heavy prequel character is in Rogue One. We had Mon Mothma, who was in the deleted scene, but this guy is in all 3 movies. He's a big part of the story, and a perfect connection from prequels to original movies.
Yes.
So it's very exciting. I'm pumped.
Yeah, and I guess that'll lead us right into the trailer. I guess.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Because I do want to lead with that.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, let's do our overall review of it, and then we'll kind of break it down a little bit. But I gotta be honest, starting off and seeing some of the shots in there, I felt the prequels. Like especially that first shot. That first shot looked. I mean, it was a lot of CG, obviously, right? Because it's that whole city.
Yeah.
That's on that big platform or whatever, and then later on, you see the shot of it, the Star Destroyer above it.
I'm watching it right now.
When I looked at it, I was like, "Wow!" That looks like
the scale of it.
The scale of it is very prequel-ish.
Yeah, it is.
Right? Because you never got a shot like that in Episode 7. Mm-hmm. With a full city like that, just kind of being. So that's why I was like, when I saw it, I kind of was like, man, this would be cool if Jimmy Smits was in this thing, right?
Yeah.
But I got a very, at least the effects wise, I got a very good, I got a sense, I got a feeling of the prequels, although the story, I guess, or the kind of action part of it, the acting part of it, it felt original trilogy, or it felt episode 7-ish.
Oh yeah, well, and just I think this, to me, it's the style of it. Like, it feels like a stripped down version where it feels like a wasteland, like how New Hope felt. Like you had this kind of this heavy technology space. You can say sci-fi maybe, but this very space technology culture in what is appeared to be a wasteland type of world, and that felt very similar. But then again, on the scale, like you just mentioned, of the prequel, so it is a perfect combination.
Yeah, I mean that looks. I mean that kind of looks like Tatooine on a.
It does,
on a on a big built up. I don't even know what it's on, but
Yeah.
Anyway, so that overall, so just. Okay, so first off, how many times in a row did you just watch this thing?
At least twice before I came over here, because I kind of saw it like I dozed off during the Olympics. I'm sorry, guys. I dozed off and woke up, and like right when the trailer ended, I was like, "Gosh, dang it, I missed it." So I was, I had to wake up and watch it a couple times, and then I came over here. But since then, I've seen it like 4 or 5 times.
I was deep into the Twitter feed reading, and I literally looked up, and it was about halfway through.
Yeah.
And so I DVR, obviously. So I paused it real quick, got close, rewound it, watched it. I watched it 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
Just so I could hear what was going on and get it. But I got overall, I think it looks phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
But I will say that the only, and it's not really a knock, but the only thing that I wish was different was more Imperial stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
And I really do feel like it being close to September now, mid of August or whatever, I don't think we're going to get anything else. I mean, they're calling this the official trailer. Mm-hmm. It could be a trailer number 2, I guess, sometimes, but which that's possible. I mean, but I don't know, is that Thanksgiving? Like, I don't know if that's Thanksgiving or if that's in October. I mean, it could be another, like Monday Night Football thing or something like that, because that's owned by Disney. So I don't know, but overall, you still don't. I mean, the story. Yeah. I don't know how much the story is.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a story with the characters, her and her father, and stuff like that. But anyway, I don't. I mean, what'd you get overall sense when you first saw it?
I guess. I mean, I was definitely anticipating it. I was expecting maybe it's the Imperial part that did leave me hanging some, but I don't know. I thought it was a great trailer. I loved it, but I don't think I was as fulfilled as I thought I would be having watched at the end of it. There were a lot of new shots that were pretty cool. A lot of dialogue from different characters, especially Cassian, Captain Cassian there. So it's cool. But I guess I didn't see all I wanted to see. I didn't want to see a lot of Darth Vader, so I got that cool Darth Vader shot at the end. That was good. I already kind of knew what that was coming, sort of. But yeah, I want Krennic, because I love that actor. I want to see at least how he talks, or see how his persona is in the movie. But you got one good shot of him in the front, and that was it pretty much. And so I was let down a little bit in that sense, but other than that, it was a great trailer. It's just still it still teases me so much, so I can't quite make a decision yet on certain characters until I actually see the movie. I guess like the Chirrut Imwe character, the blind Force believer guy. Still not sure. I mean, about him or his little bodyguard guy. I'm sure there'll be cool characters, but the verdict is still out on that. I guess the jury's still out. So, yeah, I'm not saying that I want more trailer now. I'm fine with what I have because my anticipation, my hype for this movie is still pretty high. So I still think it'll be pretty awesome. But yeah, it was a good trailer. It was pretty awesome. I watched it a bunch. So
before we break it down, but any possibility in your mind that we get a shot or a glimpse in this movie of Thrawn?
Oof, that just depends, man.
Because he is, I mean, depending on what happens in the TV series, he is a part of this time right here, right?
I don't think he can be in it.
You don't think he can be in it?
I don't think he is in it. I don't think he can be.
I mean, if he's going against the Rebels right now in the season 3 of Star Wars Rebels, I guess the ultimate question is just what happens to him, because he's not in episode 4, 5, or 6, and you know, if he's not in this, what happens to him?
Yeah,
because the problem is we're going to watch this before the end of season 3, right? So, and you know, there's talks, obviously, there's rumors, obviously, that the show is going to line up eventually to this. Man,
it's tough. It's just, I mean, it'd be cool. I think it'd be cool to see.
I mean, I'm questioning right now whether we're even going to see the Emperor. I don't,
I'm still holding out for that, man. I still think we definitely could see some glimpse of a hologram or something.
Yeah.
Of the Emperor, but Thrawn, I don't think so. My gut tells me no.
Yeah. No, I get it. Okay, so as we kind of break this down, obviously what we talked about starts with this big, massive city escape on is it Jeddah?
That looks like Jeddah. I mean, I guess it's the only other planet that fits. It doesn't look frozen.
No,
I don't know where that frozen winter is coming from, but that's the only desert planet, so I guess it's Jeddah. That kind of marketplace looks like.
Yeah. So then you get Forrest Whitaker, shot of Forrest Whitaker as Saw Gerrera, basically speaking about the Imperial flags being put up everywhere around the galaxy. Next shot is the kind of wide shot of that city on this big mountain, a big Star Destroyer above it, which gives you a very good sense of scale.
Yeah.
Because that's a big area, and then there's the big Star Destroyer. Of course, Lucasfilm logo after that, and then we get into shots of Jyn Erso kind of being recruited again, and Mon Mothma speaking about the mission, and then the character of what's his name?
The bad guy.
The good guy with her.
Oh, Cassian.
Cassian. So, him basically saying, if you're going to do this, I'm going with you.
Yeah.
But ultimately, we get some shots of the same type of thing, the big Death Star and the firing weapon, I guess, getting put into place.
Oh yeah, the dish.
The dish, the dish, yeah. Of course, you get the shot of the U-wing that you talked about.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're at this point we're 37 seconds in or something like that, and I'm just engaged. I mean, it's just So I mean, visually, how do you think this looks? Cinematography wise. I mean, do you think it looks like? You think it's different from Episode 7 at all? Do you feel like you get that sense?
I think it definitely is. I mean, I think a lot of that too is with just the set, of it. I mean, I think visually, the way it's colored, the way it's that feels normal to me. But like just seeing like this Death Star so close to the ground, hovering above the city, and all this stuff. If that the way that is set up and blocked and shot and placed, that feels very different to me. Just because you're seeing these like I said, it's like very stripped down. It's very grounded. Literally, the ship's almost grounded. It's just a very different placement for me for Star Wars. Like I've seen on YouTube fan films that people will shoot San Francisco or something, and they'll pan their camera up above San Francisco, and they'll put like the Death Star there, or Star Destroyers, or like the ships fighting. So it's like, oh, it feels real. Like to me, it's like that same feeling. Like this feels very real to me, and I think that's what they're going for, like a very real, down to earth, gritty war movie almost.
Yes.
So you can feel the effect, the presence of the Empire. That's what's different for me. And I think that's what's fantastic. I think I'm very excited about that aspect of it.
Yeah, yeah, I am too. I really do get the feeling though that of it being, different from Episode 7. And I think that you want to really understand how each director has a different feel. That this is clearly how it, because it is the same universe, and I'm wondering, it makes you wonder about Episode 8. Then with Rian Johnson is like, how much different is that movie going to feel?
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be different, just as in 4, 5, and 6 were different, and it's all very consistent as in a Star Wars. You'll have for me, I just think of very different colors. Like Empire is very blue, orange, sometimes, and grayish, and Empire is very green and brown and black or whatever. So I think each director will have his own aesthetic to it. And I think Gareth Edwards is just gritty and real and world, something more something on our level that we can relate to. Yeah, Rian Johnson for Episode 8. I don't know. I would say it would be similar, because we've been hearing how it's going to be different from the actors.
Oh, totally.
So I feel like we'll get a more artistic, more filmmaker kind of aesthetic to it than this blockbuster look, but it'll still feel grand, blockbuster-esque, like a Star Wars, I think.
So as the trailer goes on, there's a shot here. Do we know what planet this is with the big spires? In the kind of bluish,
when they're flying the ship through.
Yeah,
I'm assuming
lightning
it's
and
Jeddah.
the rain and all that.
I don't
stuff.
know. I'm assuming it's Jeddah.
That's Jeddah.
I don't know, but yeah, it kind of seems.
I know, obviously the bright, in the around 51 where he's flying through the.
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure the transport there with the troopers, that's Jeddah.
Yeah.
So I guess what I'm getting at, what I'm feeling is that, the movie has Jyn get recruited, and then when she decides she's going for it, then it's her kind of going collecting the group, Saw Gerrera and the blind Jedi Force user, and down the road, because it goes back to what he was saying about how he's been recruiting for a long time, right? And then obviously they take all those people, and then they end up going and getting the plans, right? I mean, I guess that's
it
the
seems
movie.
pretty simple. Yeah, like the Yavin 4, start Yavin 4.
Yep.
Jeddah, Scarif,
And maybe the Death Star, right?
Death Star.
You probably get on the Death Star at some point. Yeah, that's pretty much sounds like it.
Did it? That's the movie.
That's it. But it seems like most of them are on Jeddah.
Yeah, that seems like a good. Most of Act 2 will
It
be.
seems like that's the place.
Will be
Yeah.
Jeddah.
Now the robot, now the droid
K2SO.
K2SO has an Imperial symbol on his shoulder.
Yeah, he's the reprogrammed Imperial
Yeah.
security droid. It's like he's kind of described as the antithesis to C-3PO, and
Yeah.
you get that sense when
You
he
do get
talks
that
to
sense.
Jyn.
Yeah.
I won't kill you.
Yeah, you
You're a
definitely
friend.
get that sense.
So that seems pretty. I'm going to enjoy. I think everybody will love. Everybody always loves the droids. In the end, I feel like.
Yeah, totally.
Say what you want about other characters, but everybody always loved the droids. I love the shot at around a minute 8 seconds of the Death Star hovering above. I guess what is
Jeddah.
I guess that is Jeddah. I mean,
Yeah.
but if it moves, I guess the Death Star is going to be moving in this because if it's over Scarif and then Jeddah.
Yep.
But I love that shot. It's great.
It's got, at least in canon, it does have hyperdrive on it.
It does, yeah. But again, just another example of something you haven't seen in Star Wars. Like that's a different perspective. That shot, you're above the Star Destroyer or Death Star, looking down on the Death Star over the planets. It's like you don't. And it's just, I think that's incredible. It's a new aesthetic.
And the next shot's even better with the eclipse. Yeah,
what?
I know, right? Because that's that city, I guess, right in the background.
I guess so.
The big spire.
Mm-hmm.
So the Death Star coming to Jeddah. Yeah. Shot of what's the actor's name?
Ben Mendelsohn.
Ben Mendelsohn. Yeah. So
Krennic.
his look there, and good shot of the people jumping out of the U-boat. Or was it U-wing?
The U-wing.
U-wing. So that was, that was the shot, I think, because the first time. Oh yeah. Actually, it wasn't Macquarie art. It was the concept art that came out at the last celebration that I was at.
Mm-hmm.
Where they had that shot of those soldiers coming out. Those were U-wings.
Yeah.
And that's what you're kind of getting here with that shot. And then all of a sudden you got these guys storming the beach, getting out. That's definitely the look they're going for. It being a military operational, movie in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
But as we go further here, you got the trooper storming the beach with the X-wings flying around. You got just a lot of action going on and people running around. You got the so those aren't Shadow Troopers?
No, they're Death Troopers.
They're Death Troopers. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, but Shadow Troopers that's a canon thing?
I don't know if they're. I can't think if they're canon or not. I feel like. I don't know. Well, I don't know.
Typically, a Shadow. Well, it's in Battlefront, right? So that should be
okay.
But it's just a stormtrooper in black armor, right? I guess. Is a Shadow Trooper?
I think so.
Because the Death Troopers look like the helmets are different.
They are different, and these are specifically only for Krennic.
Oh, his people.
Yeah, his entourage.
Oh, okay.
Like the 501st, but for him.
Yeah. So then we get another shot, of X-wings flying through the spires there, different things. You got
cool stuff.
Yeah, guess you got a lot of action from here on.
Yeah.
Sending a rocket launcher to the head of the AT-ACT. Yeah. Interesting shot at the end with Jyn on that platform.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And a TIE fighter just coming up.
Again, it's new. It's just, even before that, you have them entering hyperspace.
Hyperspace.
Like you see over the shoulder, it's like out of focus. It feels more real. It feels more practical effects.
That actually kind of look like the Falcon.
Yeah, like I wonder if they made that as a practical effect on set, because the way that it just looks so great. And then it goes to Jyn, on that platform, and the TIE fighter comes up really fast. Like it feels so real to me.
It does feel real, even though we know it's not.
Yeah, movie magic. It's all real.
But no, yeah, then we, of course, at the very end, so you're seeing the shot of the guys kind of rallying around Jyn, and then, of course, you get the famous shot of Vader against the red plans or something. There's something that's on the back there, which is something that was talked about and tweeted out at Celebration, that shot.
It looks like
a different teaser.
Yeah.
A different trailer, but...
Yeah. It looks kind of like what we saw at the end of A New Hope, where the Death Star is like, when it's traveling, like how you'd see its progress of where it's traveled to Yavin 4.
Orbiting.
Orbit, it's orbit, yeah. And so it's almost looks like that, like it's showing its orbit.
Yeah, that's
I
very
wonder,
true.
what? Just how big of a part will he play? It's already seems so packed.
Who's that?
The movie, like Vader. How's he going to play into the movie?
Yeah, I've been thinking about that one. Right now, the only thing I can come up with is he's on the Death Star when they show up there, and then and he's may be involved in, that whole, that like at the end there, that whole, I guess they were in the Ewing there, that whole Ewing of all those soldiers. All the soldiers are probably going to die.
Yeah.
And it might be Vader that wipes him out.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because I don't feel like he's going to leave the Death Star.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping for like a good scene of him wiping out.
Since there is a Death Star, though, there's got to be a Tarkin.
You'd think that would be, yeah.
Right?
You would think, yes. I mean, that's how it should be.
Yeah. And there's been rumors, right, that there is a Tarkin.
Yeah, that they would digitally make his face or something like that. But
yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I love the trailer. I no doubt about it, loved it. But definitely want to see more. I wish we got a little bit more of the Imperial side of things. What they're, I mean, and I mean, yes, you can maybe keep this from me, I guess. But to me, it's like at least in there about, what they feel like the rebels are doing and whether or not it's effective. They think it's effective or not. Because honestly, right, they don't see them as a threat. The Empire viewing the rebels, because I almost feel like they want to steal it. Just give it to them. What are they gonna do?
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Here you go. Yeah. All right. Good luck.
Or get the fake ones.
Yeah.
That's 2 generations ago. I don't know.
Yeah, we're missing a whole point of the story with Galen.
Yes.
Urso.
Very true.
So
I mean, I feel like we're missing the whole movie still. This is just showing you some great shots and showing you Jin's basically storyline. About how the reason she got into. Well, actually, you don't even really know why she says yes to it. But I feel like they're holding just a ton back.
Oh yeah,
a ton.
Great.
It's awesome. Good. I mean, but again, it could. I don't know. I don't think it. I mean, everybody's all in on this thing so far. I don't think. I saw some Twitter stuff afterwards. I mean, nobody's complaining about it. Everybody's freaking out over this thing. So, I don't know what else on the trailer. So, are you satisfied? You don't want to see anything else the rest of the?
I'm okay. Yeah.
What if there's another trailer that comes out?
Man. Yeah, that's what I was pretty strict
that has some Imperial stuff in it.
I might watch one more trailer. I just thought you watch it first and just to tell me if there's like a lot of new stuff.
Because we got 3 for episode 7, didn't we?
And we got like some Japanese or Chinese ones.
Oh yeah,
like the ones that's what I was like. Oh my! So I actually didn't. I was pretty strict.
I think that one showed Finn, right?
Showed some Finn. Showed some Han Solo shots, and so I was pretty strict on that. I didn't watch a lot of those kind of trailers, but we had a ticket release trailer, didn't we? Like a trailer that said like tickets go on sale Thursday or something.
Probably.
Like that.
Oh yeah, no,
something like that
we did.
First week,
the last one with the music that was.
I feel like
really
we'll have
awesome.
one more.
I do feel like we're gonna have one more. Actually, yeah.
Probably
a couple months from now, so October, sometime in October.
Yeah, probably fall. Yeah.
That would again probably during a football game.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's of course. Go watch that thing. Just like us, we'll be watching the thing more and more. I'll probably watch it more tomorrow at work and talk about it with the guys there. And it's just, you said it once, you said it 1,000 times. It's unbelievable being a Star Wars fan right now. Man. It's unbelievable. So, what else, Case? Anything else?
News-wise, and for the trailer, that's pretty much it. But like anything else in the Star Wars world, I mean, there's 2 Star Wars shows out there that you guys can go out and see that actually were pretty good. The last week's was Weird Al Yankovic was on it. This past one was Dave Filoni. Very good interview with Dave Filoni. They're going to release the extended interview with him later. This is probably tomorrow. I haven't watched the Star Wars After Show, which is a new thing.
I haven't either.
Started last week. The Star Wars After Show, which is just a round table talk about just Star Wars stuff, topics. So with some of the Lucasfilm
not sure I
employees.
Will check that out. I don't know.
I mean, it's not bad. I mean, if you have time, check it out. But haven't watched this one for this week's, but Not bad. That's about it. Book wise, I don't think there's really anything there. I'm trying to get through some books right now.
Yeah, you are.
Trying to get through Aftermath and Bloodline at the same time, and so I can get through as many as possible, as fast as possible.
Yes. So we are recording this roughly. What time did it debut? Like 10 something?
10:30ish.
10:30ish. So it's been an hour and a half.
Yeah.
It's been out there, and it's got almost 1.6 million views. I'm sorry, no. Take that back.
Billion?
No, that's almost subscribers. It's got 293,000 in just about an hour and a half so far. 36,000 thumbs up. 374 actually put it a thumbs down. Who they are, I don't know. I'd like to get a list and then go to their house and
beat the
yeah,
out of them.
Do some James Hal and Bob to them.
Yeah.
I really want to. So
yeah.
All right, so that's going to do it for us here on Inside the Force. Some great times. Like I said, as a Star Wars fan, you get a brand new trailer for a brand new movie coming here in December 16th. Anticipation for this thing is going to be incredible. It's going to make a ton of money. It's just going to do so well, I think. And I think, just according to what I've seen so far, I think Gareth Edwards has knocked this out of the park. I think it's a really great concept. I think it's a great thing to see. I mean, that's something that, literally, this story is what kicked off the Star Wars. The whole Star Wars franchise. It's part of the first crawl you see.
Yeah.
About this, the rebel spy is stealing the Death Star plans. And now all of a sudden, what? Almost 40 years later, we're getting that story.
40 years.
40
so
be next
year be 40.
The celebration. The imagine celebration is celebrating 40 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So, as soon as tickets are going on sale, I'm buying a bunch of them. So, anyway, love the trailer and can't wait to see probably what's going to be the next one. But I'm with you. I'm definitely going to stay away from if there's. If I see it on TV, one thing, but TV spots, and I'm not going to even worry about clicking on TV spots.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's it does. That part really does depend because usually it's someone's watching them and posting them all over the place, so you can't help but watch it. But but I do want to avoid. I never watched that many of the episode 7 ones.
Yeah.
So anyway, okay. What else you got? Anything?
That is all.
Yeah, so he's Kryptonian1138. I'm DCottingham21 on Twitter. Of course, InsideTheForce.com is everything you can find on us. It's subscribed there for iTunes, Stitcher Radio, or TuneIn Radio. Facebook and Twitter links are there, and all 151 episodes of the show are on there. So go check it out if you haven't already. But, of course, that'll do it. We're not going to worry about the books. For Casey Cooley.
The Force is with you, young Skywalker, but you're not the Jedi yet. Yes.
You didn't.
I didn't. No, I can't. It's hard to do. Vader's hard.
That might be like Kylo Ren, though.
Han Solo. No, the Force. I can't do that. I'm going to try to James Earl Jones. I can't. I'll embarrass myself more than any other voice I do.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Go watch Rogue One, and be sure to check us out next week with an all-new episode of Inside the Force. Going to try to get an interview or two on here.
Yeah.
Reached out to some folks that have been on. We're going to try to get them on here, talk celebration and all this stuff. So thank you guys for listening. For Casey.
Goodbye, everybody.
I'm Dave, and may the Force be with you.
This has been a production of the 21 Network. For more great podcasts, visit 21network.com. To view additional content, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/21network. Follow us on Twitter at 21network for the latest news and updates. The 21 Network, for the fan and all of us.